Hi,
We
Krina.
have Anne Blair. Oh my God, guys. I cannot believe that I'm meeting Annie. I am so grateful for this opportunity. Annie, tell us a little bit about yourself. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for having me. This is so fun. This is my first podcast,
Aw.
so I appreciate the opportunity.
Of
Yeah,
course.
thanks for
No, I
asking.
appreciate you.
Yeah. So I'm Anne Blair. I would say I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an interior designer, and I also own and run 4 Airbnbs in
Me
Milwaukee.
too.
You
Well,
do?
not 4, but 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love just in general seeing potential in things and making spaces beautiful and spaces where you just really want to spend time in. So
Yeah.
I love what I do.
Of course, you gave me the tour of your house. It is mind blowing. I cannot wait for the world to go on your Instagram and see all the videos you have posted.
Thank
It is
you.
crazy. Like, you gotta see it.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you so much. It's a labor of love.
Yeah.
We love this house. It's we moved 5 houses down, so we had our eye on this house for a long time because it's so unique.
Wow.
And when I approached the the second owner, we're the third owners here.
Okay.
And I approached her and just said, if you ever decide that you want to move, we would love right of first refusal because your house is the only house we would actually consider leaving our house for. And 2 years later, we bought the house and we've been doing some major renovations, but our goal is always to keep the integrity of the house. And this is a very unique 1961 mid-century modern house. So we really want to keep the character and, stay true to the architect's intent with this house.
Yes, and I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
When did you know that you wanted to be an interior designer?
Well, I would say when I was young, I was very creative. I enjoyed DIYing everything and just was always rearranging rooms and everything. But I didn't take that path initially, so I actually was a school psychologist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Psychologist to interior designing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did that for 15 years, and then my husband is an industrial designer. And he's I met him later in life. So when we got together, it was just that's when we started renovating our own houses, and that's when we started buying properties and turning them into Airbnbs. And I was like, whoa, I love this, and this is what I want to do. And I felt like
You're meant
now
to
or
be.
never.
Yeah.
So we did it.
Oh, wow. Tell us a little bit about when you and your husband met. How did all this make just sense? How did you meet your husband? He's an interior designer too,
He's
correct?
an industrial designer.
Industrial design.
So he designed product design is what he
Oh.
does. So he's designing electric boats right now.
Shut
Yeah.
up. Oh
Yeah.
my
So
God.
he's very talented. He's like the true artist in the family.
Wow.
Yeah. So I actually met him on Match.com.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I met him. It's funny. The way our lives have worked out. I had no idea that he was as handy and creative as he was until after we were married.
Oh,
And then it
wow.
just, he's the love of my life. He's my soulmate.
Aw.
I'm so happy with
That's
him.
the sweetest thing ever.
Yeah. So it was a nice, it was our, both of our second marriages. So
Okay.
definitely have hope out there if you are,
Yes.
if you're not sure if you're going to find the one, hold out, wait, don't settle. Cause I'm so happy I found him.
Aw.
Yeah. And it was later in life and
Yeah.
now we have a great life together.
That's
Yeah.
the sweetest thing. Yes. Tell us more about your Airbnbs. How did you find your very first property, and how did you come up with the idea that, okay, I want to redo a little bit and then put it on Airbnb?
Well, I actually started renting out I used to live in Traverse City, and
Okay.
When I was a single mom there, I just for extra income started renting out my house there. And so that I realized, because that's a very resort town, that I was making really great money.
Yeah.
Just going and staying at friends' houses on the weekends, or going up. We have a cottage up in the UP, so I would go up there and just rent my house out. And then eventually I moved to Milwaukee, and I still owned it and still rented it, and then it was just too hard to manage from afar, so I sold it. But I always knew. I knew when I decided to quit my job as a school psychologist and take on the interior design full time that I needed backup plan for just being able to have income.
Right.
And I knew that I could make money doing Airbnbs because I feel like mine back then, this was like 5 years ago. They weren't very nice. People's Airbnbs were very they were just like basic,
people's home. Right,
people's homes. Right. So I knew if I could kind of create more of an experience, I would, more people would want to stay at mine and it would stand out. And so, so we started with one in Milwaukee, and we renovated. It's actually a duplex, so we renovated the top first.
Okay.
And then, and then we did the bottom, and then we bought.
You stayed in that duplex?
No, we didn't live
Okay.
there. Yeah, we were renting the bottom long term.
Okay.
And we started just short term upstairs.
Okay.
And then that did well, and then when the long term renters moved out, then we
did
renovated the lower, and then we bought a lake house in Watoma.
Okay.
And so we knew we wanted something like close that we could use and rent. So we did that. That was a huge project, and that turned out really nice too. And then we bought, so the duplex is kind of two, and then the lake house, and then we have another one really close to the duplex right by Brady Street.
Oh, wow.
And they've done really well. People love them, and I love like making people happy.
That's the best part.
It is.
Yeah.
Right. I love it.
And you're not gonna believe it. I met my husband on Tinder.
Oh,
I moved to Wisconsin about 3 years ago.
Okay.
We started renting out our very first home. We used to go for camping or vacation.
Yeah.
Well, our home's rented.
Yeah.
Kind of the similar vibe.
Yeah.
And now we just know that we want to buy more property, rent it out, put it on Airbnb, and that's our end goal.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do is like run Airbnbs.
Yes. At the same time, my husband's an engineer at Milwaukee Tool.
Okay.
So he's super handy. I didn't know. But anyway, super handy. He can literally build a house by himself. Just needs more time, maybe a couple of years. Anyway. He is working towards getting his builder's license. He wants to become a builder, a developer.
That's great.
Eventually, our plan is to buy lands, build on it, vacation homes, Airbnb it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh
It's a
my
good
God.
business.
Yes.
Yeah.
How did you incorporate elements that promote mental well-being in your design projects?
Oh, I love that you asked me that question because that's what I really want to, that's always my goal, and that's what I want to just keep doing is I really truly believe that the space around you impacts how you feel. Exactly. It has the ability to inspire you. I just, like, for me personally, I'm so affected by the space around me that if it doesn't feel right, I don't want to be in it.
Right.
And so, I mean, my goal for every project is to really incorporate elements of like organic biophilic design, which is just using nature and natural elements and natural materials and just really kind of mimicking what happens outside on the inside. And so obviously like plants are huge, but anytime you can do, like natural materials like wood, choosing countertop material like marble or quartzite over quartz. Yeah. Anytime you can choose the more natural than the manufactured, I really do believe on another level, like you can feel the difference.
Right.
And then just, calming spaces like the physical therapy clinic that we just finished out in Heartland.
You own it?
No, I don't own it. No, I was just the designer for it.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay.
We really tried to do lots of, really tried to make it a wellness space that had a lot of green and natural elements and really a space that when you walk in, you feel like you can take a deep breath and like relax. Yeah. And it really turned out that way, which I'm so proud of. And I just want to keep doing it and keep using my, psychology background to help promote spaces that are like really healthy and wellness design.
Oh my God. Yes, that is so amazing. Let's talk about this room that we are sitting in.
Okay.
I can see where you're coming from. Like, yes, I want to work here every day. Yeah, this is like...
I mean, it has like great light, like good light. Like natural light is so important. That was the clinic that we just did. We opened up some spaces and put much bigger windows in to bring in more natural light. And it is the first thing people say when they walk in is like, oh my God, the light is so good in here.
It is.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I just don't have words, to be honest. Yes.
But I did not, I mean, this room I did not design this actually did not come with the room. We bought that, but it looks like it did. But we've kept the wood paneling, which some people are anti-paneling, but this is in great shape. It is cherry. It has like the natural built-in, so it was carpeted, and we took out the carpet and put in maple floors, and then I love like vintage rugs. So
yes, I can see that. Yeah. Where do you get all this furniture from?
I'm a big Facebook Marketplace shopper, but I mean,
any brand stores that you shop at, or?
I mean, for more of like my mid-century modern design, I like design within reach. You can't go wrong with that. It's expensive, but it's really great, well-designed pieces. Schoolhouse, that lamp is from Schoolhouse. I'm doing a little collaboration with them on my Instagram in a bit.
Oh,
but Schoolhouse does great.
Schoolhouse is like
it's a brand. It's like it's like Crate and Barrel.
Okay, yeah. Understood.
Yeah. So Schoolhouse is great. Article is like affordable, kind of similar to like West Elm kind of pieces. But I like vintage if I can, if it's in good shape. I think it just brings soul to a space. So like this is vintage.
Right.
This is Herman Miller.
Wow.
Vintage, which this is a cool chair from the 60s.
Oh wow.
These are from the 60s vintage too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, these are really These are
It
cool.
doesn't look like that at all. It just looks like super fancy, modern, Instagrammy.
Good design is good design. I mean, that's what's like so cool about mid-century modern is like it's incredible design, so it holds true now.
Right.
You know?
Oh my God. What draws you to mid-century modern designs, and how do you integrate it in your projects?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up. My grandparents had a cottage. It's now our family's cottage, but it was in the Upper Peninsula, and it was built in 1960 and very mid-century. Like that chair is there's a whole line of furniture that I took from the cottage, brought back, but like that chair is one of them. So I grew up with that, and I don't know. I think I never was like, oh, I love this. That's how I grew up. But then the house that we lived in before this house, my husband lived there before me, and that is very mid-century modern. And I think I kind of just grew into loving it just because of my background of like, I guess I grew up that way. And then I also love the clean lines of mid-century modern. Like if you study that chair, it is like, it's sexy.
It is.
Because it's got clean lines, and it does have, it has like little curves, but it's not too ornate. It's really like, it distills it down to what's the function of this, but let's do this in a not blocky way, but like a way that sleek. Yeah, much more sleek and modern. But I love like wood rather than metal if I can. I love natural elements. So what I like about mid-century modern is it brings in nature. It's not just contemporary, which is just like straight lines and could be materials that are hard or cold. Like I like soft, warm materials.
Tell me, what do you mean by straight lines?
Well, I mean, if you see, it's not, I guess the difference between that chair and a chair that would be more traditional is like traditional would have more ornamentation. There's less ornamentation on it. So it's sleek, I guess is how to describe it. Because there's no need for ornamentation. Understood. Yeah. So it's more about function, but it's like where function meets form, which is art. So like combining the two, I just think it's like really well designed pieces. Yeah. They came out of mid-century modern design. Understood. Yeah.
Tell us more about art. How much are you connected with art? I mean, obviously your whole life's art. Mm-hmm. Like this everything's art, yes. But maybe a little bit more on how did you find interest, or how did you educate yourself into art? If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, in high school, I remember I took art history AP, and I loved it, and I thought about majoring in that, and I don't know why I didn't. I just didn't think I would make enough money or something. So
Okay.
starting in if anybody is in any way interested in interior design or architecture or anything, like start with art history. It teaches you just all the different, time periods in art and how things came to be. And when you go to museums and you see stuff in museums that you studied in the books, like I just was at the Museum of Modern Art in New York City on Sunday.
Oh my God. Okay.
And I saw all these like paintings that I remember seeing in books, and it just makes it so real.
Yeah.
So I would say starting there, and then I'm a huge I love to travel, and I love to go see architecture is art, and so I love learning about the different architects, different architecture, different time periods, and different places. And then I love museums. I think they're a great way to study art. So, and then I just think like I'm an observer. I'm constantly looking at things around me, and if something looks beautiful, I try and stop and take it in. So that's like one of my, I guess, values is like stopping and noticing beauty, because then I think you can use it later on. But it's also just a way to kind of meditate, of just to notice, especially right now, like while it's spring, everything is so beautiful, and like just seeing the different colors of the trees.
Yeah.
And that gives me ideas of like, oh, that color of green could be cool with something,
Yeah.
and how it looks against that pink, like,
Right,
is so beautiful. So I think just being an observer is really
huge.
It is like stopping and noticing things, visual sites that really get you, and I think that you've like kind of filed into your head and you can potentially use it somewhere else.
Oh my God, how do you remember all that? Like, okay, I'm looking at that. Okay, I'll maybe have it by the end of the day, but that
we have
pictures.
iPhones,
Okay,
so you can always take a picture. My phone is like has so many pictures, but I just think, who knows if I'll ever use it, but just appreciating it, I think, is a huge start to just having that keen eye for noticing like beautiful things.
Right.
Understood.
I'm just gonna check on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, very good.
Okay, good.
What were the biggest challenges and rewards in renovating your 1960 mid-century home?
This home?
Yes.
Challenges and rewards. Okay, well, I think a challenge with this house is I often will see things on like Instagram that are really cool, but like shiplap, or not that nobody likes shiplap right now, I know that, but like box molding or something like that can look cool in a lot of different spaces, and I don't really know if it would fit in this house. So I think a challenge is like, I am not a purist. I do not want my house to look like a mid-century modern museum. Like, I want it to feel like us and modern day and unique and interesting and cool.
It is. Well, you have achieved that. It is. Yeah, let me say that. Yes.
Thank you. So I want it to be unique, but I also don't want to put in pieces that are going to make it really feel like, oh, this was done in 2025, really dated, and that was really trendy then. Because it is such a like of a time house, a time period house, so I guess just decorating it's a fun challenge for me, but I really have to think about like, if I'm going to put wallpaper in, I don't want it to be like traditional, because this is not a traditional house.
Right.
So figuring that out has been somewhat of a challenge, but also really rewarding. It's creative. I love it's a very creative endeavor, I guess, to decorate this house, but renovating it, challenges. I just really think going back to trying to keep the soul and the integrity of this house, but also making it feel like us in modern day and unique. That's like the art of renovating that I like to do in all my spaces, of really try and like let the building speak to me, of like, what did the original architect kind of intend of this house, and let's kind of go with that, rather than like, I'm going to turn a mid-century modern house into a farmhouse. Like, I'm not going to do that, because this is not a farmhouse.
How do you recognize it, or how did you know that this is a mid-century modern house?
Well, the bones of the house.
Okay.
So like the amount of windows, that's a big mid-century modern thing, is the blurring between outside and inside. So really, that's where they really came up with like integrating natural elements and looking, and art is what you see, is the nature that you see outside. So,
Yes.
not necessarily on the walls, but through the windows. So that's, in straight lines. I mean, not so much ornamentation makes it more mid-century versus like a bungalow, which is like typically a 2-story house that's more squat. I mean, this one's like a lot of ranch. There's more sprawling.
Yes.
In the mid-century. So just kind of the year it was built helps, and then just the architecture in it. It's just a lot of straight lines in this house, and a lot of windows, and then the materials too.
Right.
Like we have terrazzo floors. We have a lot of wood, like a cherry wood.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm super curious about the switch light over there. Like, is that something that came with the house, or did you put it in?
No, that's low voltage, which was a big thing back in the 60s. It was like very cutting edge.
Okay.
I don't really know how to explain it other than it's dated.
Because I have never seen something like that, so I was just curious.
Yeah, that's low voltage. We had to
Okay.
basically every room that we've renovated, we're taking out the low voltage and putting in the regular electric.
Got it.
But yeah, it's like you could basically control the lights from one room in a totally different room. It's kind of like the modern day, what is it that people, their apps.
Yeah.
Like how you can control it on your app. That's what low voltage was.
Oh, so but physical version of like.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like
super
connectors
interesting.
everywhere, so you can. I don't know. It was a big deal. They were very like high tech.
Okay. Super cool.
Yeah.
How would you describe the signature style of Blair house design?
Good question. I think it goes back to just I really want to incorporate, wellness into design. And so for me, wellness means organic elements. I also think, I think anything I do, I'm going to have some kind of wood element in it.
Understood.
And I would say like cozier spaces. So lots of texture, soft, I would, things that I'm not really like overly traditional. I could do a traditional space, but I'm going to have a modern take on it. So again, clean, not too much. Like I'm a fan. I love a lot of things, and I'm a big thrifter, and I love vintage shopping and stuff, but I'm always kind of thinking to myself, just because I have it doesn't mean I have to use it. So being able to like pare back things and not have too much, I think that makes a statement to have kind of negative space around things.
Right.
So I'm not like a maximalist. I like color, but I also I'm very intentional, I guess, about what I'm going to use. I'm not just going to like slap something on there. I take a lot of time to think about how it's going to play with the other elements in the room.
Yeah. I'm just thinking everything you are saying, so don't mind me. I'm just, trying to understand and everything. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Have you hosted events or photo shoots in your in this property, I would say? Or
well, we just moved in at the end of October, and we're not really totally finished with it yet, so no, we have not. But I do photo shoots at my old house. I did photo shoots, and then at my Airbnbs, I rented out for photo shoots. Yeah.
Oh, you rented out for
Yeah.
Okay, I need to see your Airbnbs.
Yeah.
But
okay.
yes. Where were the initial steps you took to establish your design firm? I apologize. What were your initial steps? Not fair.
What were my initial steps?
Mm-hmm.
I would say, even starting my Instagram, being able to...
You have 30, I believe, or 36?
I have like 36, I think.
36.
Now. Yeah.
How did you get there? Yes, that's another question I wanted to ask.
I started maybe 5 years ago, and it was a lot of my like DIY kind of stuff.
Right.
With my Airbnbs was a big part, and then our house, just showcasing what we were doing. But really, when I started showing more of my house and bigger projects, but it's really been this house, like mid-century modern, people really like and so I'm showing more of that than I'm showing my projects, which I'm like, I need to be advertising that I am an interior designer and I do other projects, but I don't know, it's been helping me grow. So finding my niche, like I've spent time figuring out like what people like.
Right.
I've also learned that the storytelling, they don't want to just see pictures, they want to hear a story. And so the more I kind of have honed in on like telling a story through my reels, that's what gets the most traction, and people and also just kind of showing that like who we are rather than just spaces. I think people wanted to see the people rather than just the like beautiful space. They want to know like more
who you are. Yeah.
So so it's just kind of grown like that. I spent time figuring out what people want to see too.
That's amazing. I'm so happy for you.
Thanks.
How do you market your services and properties to attract clients and guests?
Definitely Instagram. That has helped me get the majority of my clients.
Have you gotten any clients for your Airbnb via Instagram?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to like come stay at your
I'll
Airbnb.
put the link on, I'll put a picture of it and put the link for sure. I less and less. I don't post that much of my Airbnbs as much. But yeah, for sure. I've gotten a lot of direct through that way. How else do I market? I have a website. I'm just finishing like changing it up a bit. I would say the vast majority though has been through Instagram and then referrals from other people.
Right.
Yeah.
That's huge. Referrals always huge. Yeah. What challenges have you faced in running your own design business, and how have you overcome them?
It's a great question. This was not, I didn't study this in school, and I studied something totally different. So I think the big challenge for me has been figuring out my processes to really run a business rather than doing it as like a hobby. And so just through listening to like podcasts, I just did a design retreat last week.
Oh, wow.
In Minnesota, and that was great. Like that.
You were in Minnesota and then you went to New York?
Yeah, I'm not a jet setter. It just like happened to come in at the same, Yes. But yeah, I was gone for a week.
Wow.
But yeah, that was really helpful, like talking to other interior designers. It's been hard. I mean, it has not been like an easy road of totally just figuring it out. I'm always like, can someone just tell me exactly what to do?
And I'll do it. Yeah.
Right. But I think the more just listening to like, experts and people that have successful businesses, how they do things, and really trying to kind of emulate their processes. So I am in the midst of like revamping my processes. So the next project I take on, I've got 5 projects right now that I'm doing, but the next one I take on, I'm really going to be like, okay, here are my processes, and see how kind of like trial and error, see how it goes, and always be willing to change them. You know? But that's been, I would say, like getting clients hasn't been hard. It's more just like having an organized approach to doing this as a business. Like I know I can design a beautiful space. It's just doing it in a way that like is very streamlined and easy for the client, and a way that like I'm actually going to come out making money in the end. That's been the struggle, and I'm hoping the next year I can like hone in on that more.
For sure.
Figure it out.
Yeah. When you say you have 5 projects going on, do you have like a big team that's running everything?
No, it's me, and then I have my sort of partner who I'm going to meet with right when we're done with this.
Yeah.
But the two of us work together on it, but we kind of have the things that we do.
And then obviously you would hire a contractor to do the handy jobs.
Yeah, okay. We're doing like the design side.
Right.
And then I'm not doing any of the actual like construction.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through your typical design process from concept to completion?
Sure.
Just super quick, not detailed. Yeah.
Well, the first step would be having someone fill out a questionnaire and making sure it's a good fit for what we want to take on. I was doing more consultations where I would just go and give somebody like 2 hours of ideas, but I really found that most of the time, unless you're incredibly disciplined and like ready to go, most of those people just kind of, I talked to them a year later and they haven't done anything. So I feel like I'm more interested in the more full service design, where like we come up with the design and then we take it from there and like see it through to completion, and we're the ones doing so making sure we're a good fit first, and then figuring out what their style is. So really going through images and figuring out what they like and what they don't like, because knowing that then can help me while I'm working on it by myself to figure out the design, like with, really getting into their head of like, what is it that they're going to love. So spending a lot of time honing in on their design style is really important. And then coming up with the concepts, so giving them like a mood board of like, this is the vibe I'm going to come up with, and then getting their reaction and making changes based on that. And then from there going to creating more of the elevations, the drawings, the actual design of the space. Then getting their approval with that, and then moving into having it actually, like if it's a kitchen, having the cabinet makers start to
do their work,
create the designs, and then finding the actual materials, rather than just a mood board, the actual tile, the actual countertops, the actual.
It's just like HGTV,
Right.
like where they come into the place and then find out, what your budget is, talk to you, and then go shop everything. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It just takes a lot longer than HGTV.
Okay.
So much
Really?
longer. Yes.
Oh no.
I think to do good design, it takes a long time. I think that's like what I would love to really hone in on, of like, if you want this to be beautiful and special and unique, like it takes time. It really does. To like the amount of revisions that I do in my head or like through my own process before I actually show it to the client is a lot. It's a lot.
Oh my God,
of
okay.
like, just because you have to make sure every piece is going to work together, and it's going to work with something they already have that's existing. And it's just, I didn't realize that like 10 years ago, of like how much time this takes.
Yes.
And then after we decide on the materials, then it's buying the materials, buying the furniture, shipping it, and then the final step is like installing it. And doing the final like styling and the stuff that really does make a difference, that a lot of people don't have in their budget to do styling. And it's like, to have a finished space, you need to have good styling in it.
Right.
And that's a lot of times where I try to do like more vintage pieces.
Understood.
That brings more soul to a space.
Right. Talking about budget, what is your smallest project, or the smallest and highest, smallest or biggest project you have ever done so far?
Smallest project would be, I guess, just a consultation, but
Okay.
um
Or I'm just curious, like how much would it cost to, let's say, if we wanted to do a office space with you?
just design it, not
Design
actually furnish
and
it.
furnish it.
Oh.
Yeah. Approximately. Doesn't have to be super.
With furnishings?
Sorry.
I don't know. It depends on how big it is and how
Okay.
many furnishings you want, but I would say probably not under 15,000.
Okay.
Probably, if you want like nice furniture,
Right,
and nice
right.
rugs,
Right.
and then the time it's going to take to design it. A lot of times I like to do like built-ins,
Yeah.
custom cabinetry,
Which-
is great.
yeah.
So I mean, that's just a rough
Understood.
estimate. But then, I mean, the largest project, I mean, we did that huge physical therapy clinic that I don't know what their final numbers were. But I mean, they completely gutted a 7,200 square foot building, and like we're talking
Is it going to be like $500,000?
more than that.
Wow.
For sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So, that was a good project.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I didn't make $500,000.
No,
I'm
I
not
understand.
saying that.
I understand. Yes, yes.
But they spent.
That
you
much.
have to spend.
Right,
It
right.
was huge. I mean, to change the electrical, the plumbing, the HVAC.
Yes, it's super expensive. We
roof.
just got our basement done, and it's crazy. I can't even.
Right.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you balance the demands of running a business with your family life?
I'm working on that.
Okay.
I mean, I really try to be home when the kids are home.
Yes.
If I can. But I feel like I'm somebody who I'm kind of always working. I don't really have great boundaries of like, I would love to just be like at 5:00 I'm done working.
Right.
But what I love about being my own boss is I have so much more flexibility, so I can do all the driving and carpool and stuff. But then it just means that, and I can travel. It just means that I'm working while I'm traveling, or I'm working at night. But I enjoy the flexibility of it,
Right.
for sure. But I mean, it's definitely a goal to be present more with the kids. But it's hard with phones and Instagram, and it's a hard thing to balance.
I hear
Yeah.
ya. Yeah. Do you look up to somebody as a mentor? Being an interior designer, like, do you follow somebody, or do you listen to a specific person's podcasts?
the what is it called? The business of a well-designed business. That's a good podcast, a well-designed business. And then at that retreat that we went to, they had like 5 different designers come up and talk about their process, and they were definitely like
Huge.
they are doing, good work, and they have good, well-run businesses. So that now I'm like paying a lot more attention to them, like Oho Design, OHO, I think it's called. She seems to have a really good, all the ladies that spoke there. I think a lot of times what you see on like Instagram, you're not seeing how they're running the business.
Right.
So that's why it was good to get like
some more insights.
Yes. But podcasts definitely help for
Understood.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then talking about my basement earlier when I showed you, what advice do you have for us to make it Anne Blair style?
Well, I would say, because you've already done like the construction
yes,
side, right?
Yes.
So now you're just kind of like furnishing it and styling it. So I would say, in terms of lighting, it's a basement, so you want to have good lighting, but definitely go for like the 3000 Kelvin bulbs.
Okay.
That is like my go-to light bulb. It's not too warm and it's not too cold.
Understood.
It's a really nice, light is a 3000.
Yeah.
For any bulb. I do it anywhere, but definitely for sure in basements. And then, making it feel cozy. So rugs.
Okay.
Layers of texture. So for your bedding, making sure you have good pillows and good throw. Blankets. Artwork.
Yeah.
I like artwork that again isn't just a framed like poster or piece of art, but something that like interesting that you put on the wall that's like more 3-dimensional, like hanging, like
right.
I
like,
just put that up there, but
yes.
a basket on the something that is more 3-dimensional on the
Understood.
wall. It's kind of interesting. I just like to go for something that's more interesting than flat.
Right.
And one-dimensional.
Makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, good artwork and blankets and pillows and plants if you can.
Yes, we definitely plan on getting like a huge
plants make such a difference.
Yes.
Such a difference.
Got it. Okay, thank you so much for that. What legacy do you hope to leave through your work in interior design?
It's a great question. I would love to just be known for creating spaces that I really want to hone in on more of my like small business design.
Yeah.
So creating spaces that affect a lot of people and make them feel really good when they come in, and like you kind of know like, oh, this is a Blair House design. Of,
right.
Like, it's calming, it's cool, it's interesting, it's got a lot of nature and organic elements. I would love to be known for that, like in the
You are.
area.
Let me tell you, because I follow you on Instagram and I'm a huge fan. Yes.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What has been most proudest moment in your design career so far?
For sure, the Empower movement, physical therapy, completing that was a huge project. It took like 16 months from start to completion.
Okay.
And it turned out like even more beautiful, I think, than we all expected. And so, I had a great client, and she really like trusted my vision and had great contractors, and it just like it turned out so beautiful. And
Aww.
I am really proud of that.
Oh, me
space.
too. Yeah. That's
Thanks.
amazing. What advice would you give to other entrepreneurs if there were one advice you would to give?
I think it's good to start small.
Okay.
Because to like be in the black at first, it's going to take some time. So I think you're going to have to juggle like side hustling it for a while.
Okay.
Until you know that you can like
do it.
Get the clients and other advice for an entrepreneur. I feel like I should be asking other entrepreneurs this. I'm still trying to figure this out.
That's okay.
And then I think just honing in on like what makes you unique, and like doing it like you don't have to do it like everybody else, and
right, do it different, do it unique. Yes.
Right, and like really something, and also just paying attention to what works for people and what people want.
Right.
I think like really pausing and paying attention to that. And then I guess I'm following this now, but really having like a process and treating it more like a business than a hobby is important. So really thinking like, how am I actually going to come out in the black with this than just like
doing it for passion.
Yeah. And
makes sense.
And being okay to charge more money.
Yeah.
I think that's been a hard thing for me and I'm getting better at it, but just, charging for what you're worth because in the end it takes so much time and energy. Like you want to get paid for that.
Right. Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
that was
thank
the end
you.
of it. Yes.
Okay.
Do you have
This
any
is great.
questions? Yeah.
No, I appreciate you doing this.
Of course. Yes. Thanks again, Annie, for this. Yeah.
Thanks. Okay. Great.